All right, everyone, we're doing the intermediate sketching today, so quick tutorial on how to get going with that. All right. Sorry, not a great start here. I have to turn off the music. All right, let's get going here. Intermediate sketching is what we're looking at. I'm going to go and start a new document. So again, go to cad.onshape.com. If you haven't already bookmarked it, it's a good one to bookmark. I have it in a folder. I'm going to start creating a new document here, and wow. Oh, man, I'm all over the place here. Sign in. Let's try that one more time. Create new document, and we're going to call this one Intermediate Sketching, and go to Create. All right, here it comes. So let's take it step by step. Next page. I'm going to move this over here. All right, create a new document. Length is set to millimeters. Let's double check that. Over here, workspace units, I'm in inches. Change that to millimeters. If you want to, you can also change the default in the settings, but we're going to do that for now. And begin a sketch on the front plane. So we're going to do a front plane over here. Sketch. And again, you can choose it from the images on this side, or you can choose it from the list if you want to do it that way. So let's do that. Hit the letter N for normal, or you can navigate it to using the view cube. Next slide. All right, so sketch a vertical construction line and bottom endpoint to the origin. So we see a construction line going to the origin there. Horizontal line with the right endpoint coincident to the origin. There's that line too. And then another vertical line going up this way. Be sure we've got a couple constraints being shown here. So I'm seeing this is vertical, vertical, horizontal. All right, let's start that off. So hit line here or hit the letter L. If I want it to be a construction line, I'm going to choose that right there as well. Make sure it's vertical. I see that symbol down to the origin. Next up, I want to take off construction line. So I hit the letter Q, make that a normal line, make that horizontal. And I'm going to make sure it comes straight up like that. All right, let's double check. 2 lines, one of them's construction line. Next. All right, sketch 3-point arc, placing the 2 endpoints first, and then the third will place the arc. So it'll be click, click, and then change the arc side. Make sure it's coincident. And it says top endpoint of the blue vertical line should not be vertical. Okay, so meaning that I'm going to come over here to 3-point arc. Choose, make sure over here, I'm clicking on that first. I'm coming up, making sure it's not linking to the middle here. If you see this, they're saying don't do that. Have it off to the side. I'm clicking, and then I'm just going to have it kind of, notice as I turn this, the arc changes directions. I'm going to kind of generally place it right there. Okay, we can always move that around, so don't worry too much about the exact location of it right now. All right, use the mirror entity. So it's going to go to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and just shift this a little bit. So it says mirror entity to mirror it across that construction line. So in order to do that, we're going to select the construction line first to mirror, and then the entities that we want to hit. So it's going to be same on both sides. So here we have the mirror tool. And if you ever have trouble finding a tool, you can always search it using the search bar. So if I know what it's called, I can start searching mirror, for example, find it that way. So again, I'm going to select the construction line first. That's what I'm going to mirror around. And then choose the entities. Oops, didn't quite get it. Let's try that one more time. Mirror tool, select the mirror line, which is the construction tool. And then it says here, entities to be mirrored. It's going to be this guy, and this guy. All right, looking good so far. Next slide. Add a tangent arc between the 2 arcs with the tangent arc tool from the sketch toolbar. One end, click on the other end. Make sure the new arc is tangent to both before moving to the next slide. Add tangent if necessary. Sounds good. So I'm going to come over here. And if you want to pan, by the way, if you're using a mouse, I push down on the scroll wheel so I can do one of these pan moves. All right, so under arc, like I said, if you can't find it, you can search it. I know it's over here, tangent arc. I'm going to choose this point and that point. And notice it already did it for me. If you want to double check constraints, you can click right here, show constraints. And I see this nice little tangent symbol. Things are looking good. On to the next. Add a coincident constraint between the center of the newly created arc and the top of the construction line. So coincident means I'm going to link them together. I see it right there. I want this point and this point to coincide. Add dimensions, showing the dimension tool. All right, so radius of 75. Let's start with that. I'm just hitting the letter D, or you can find it over here to shortcut. That we said is 75. Let's see what's next. Radius of 125 over here. This one is, click, 125. I'm going to start moving this up a little bit so I can see it. Oh, I see what happened. Let's make sure this comes up. All right, so I want to make sure I have that same shape so it's not confusing me. 50 coming up this way. Again, dimension over here. That's going to be 50. And lastly, 125 and 200. So I think it was from here to here. 125. And I believe it was here to the bottom. This one is 200. All right, so I'm seeing everything is in black. That is a good sign. That means it's fully constrained. That's what we want to see. Let's see what's next. We can continue. Same sketch to create the inside sketch point. We're going to do an offset. Awesome. Offset 40 milliliters to create the second arc. So the offset tool is right here. I'm going to offset this arc. It's going inwards. I'm going to zoom in a bit. It says 5 right now. I want that to be 40. Hit enter and then click. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Oh, that 40 is sticking around for some reason, but should be okay. All right, sketch a vertical line as shown here. Notice it's not linking to anything. I want to make sure it stays blue. So I'm going to hit line. I'm going to find some empty space. Just make sure it's vertical. And if you want to end it, I just hit escape. Sketch a tangent arc to the offset. Make sure it's tangent to the vertical line and the offset arc. Let's come over here. Tangent arc. I'm clicking on this point and on this point. And hopefully that kind of doing it. Okay, and I think it's kind of being weird because this still can move around, so feel free. As long as it's kind of generally in the right place, I think we're going to add a dimension to it later. We're doing a mirror again. So mirror the tangent arc and mirror the entities based off of that center construction line. So over here, mirror tool. Again, choose the middle line first. Entities to mirror that guy and that guy. So far, so good. Number 12, sketch another tangent arc connecting those two bottom lines. Make sure they're tangent. Okay, tangent arc. Bow, bow. Should be locking in. Again, I can check show constraints. Make sure I see this little symbol right there, the line with the circle, line with the circle. I'm going to uncheck show constraints. It gets too crazy. Create a center point rectangle center on the construction line as shown. Over here, under rectangles, there's an option here, center point rectangle. I want to make sure that center point's lined up to the middle here. Click that one. I'm going to generally place it for now. We're probably going to add dimensions to it later. Here we go. Here's the dimensions. Step 14. Ensure they're all shown there. Should be fully defined, meaning it's all black. All right, so I'm going to see 100 from point to point. I'll go dimension from here to here, looks like. This should be 100. Okay, let's see what's next. Radius of 40. This guy right here should be 40. Hit enter. Radius down there is 15. Okay, this guy over here is 15. Oh, and I noticed that this no longer is linked. So I'm going to make sure that this and this coincide. Let's see what else we're missing. Maybe it didn't catch that tangent constraint between these two from the looks of it. So I'm going to make sure those are tangent. I'll come back through here, tangent, this to that, this to this maybe, this to this. There it is. That was the one I'm missing. All right, so make sure they're all tangent in both directions. That seems to be what I missed. And then lastly, we got 20 and 25. So coming down here, dimension, this guy is 20. From here to here is 25. And 80 going across. So from here to here, that guy should be 80. All right, everything is black lines. Loving it. Hit next. Complete the sketch. Love it. Check. All right, that looks like everything. And the last thing is just checking the area. We're going to select the area shown in orange. So I'm going to click on that. And it looks like a little preview here. Should come out to 24,906 millimeters squared. Side note, if you want to get rid of those planes, you can either hide them with these eyeballs. So you can do it that way. Or if you hit the letter P, shows all your planes, hides them. Just a little pro tip. All right, that's it for this one.